the Housing Bill public meeting. Hey, yes. Round of applause for everyone for turning up. My name is Tanya Murat. I'm the chair of Southwark Defence Council Housing. We've worked around housing for many, many years. I have to say, I think that this is the most vicious attack on council tenants and council housing and our working class community we have seen so far.
In the Lords, the housing bill was fought cross-party. Labour absolutely worked very hard on it, and even Tories voted against it. I was born and grew up on a council estate in Brighton, which is a very, very deprived part of town. And the only reason that I was able to go to school and to a grammar school was because my parents were secure in their council house. And so I just want to say I'm available to lie down in front of tractors or anything, you know, any building equipment. I just need to be told where and when. Thank you.
On American Independence Day, we moved into 50 Cheersley on the Haygate estate. And I spent 37 years, 4 months, and 16 days living in that property. I buried my husband from there. When we left the Haygate on the 20th of November 2009, we were assured by Southwark Council, Mr. John, that we had the right to return. Okay? None of us have been offered anything to return.
I'm wearing black because the Housing and Planning Act absolutely spells the end of the social settlement that came in 1946 after the Second World War. We no longer have the same welfare state. We no longer have the same kind of social housing that we've had up till now. It really is the end of life as we know it, and we have to fight that. One of our roles, as Tanya says, is about mobilising Christian parliamentarians to join in this. And so we've been working with particularly the Bishop of St Albans, but other bishops in the House of Lords to support resistance to the bill as it was going through.
Some people, a lot of people that work very hard are on minimum wage. So how many hours a week would they need to work in order to even begin to get a deposit for a home? It's an absolute nonsense. For a lot of people at the moment, they just believe that they can't win anything. And we've got to turn that pessimism around to optimism, that yes we can, but we can only do it if we all fight together.
These are the wrong priorities, and this was not part of their manifesto. Spending less on building nuclear plants and more on education and the future of our younger generations would be very welcome. The NUT has surveyed young teachers, and the findings are very disturbing. One young teacher stated, "Private rent is so high I cannot begin to save for a mortgage. I cannot see how I will ever be able to save for a mortgage," and this is extremely depressing. We all need affordable social housing to stop the brain drain in London and the escalation of the teacher shortage. The housing bill that has been passed will only make professional people want to leave London, especially if they increase the rents in social housing based on tenants' earnings. It's criminal because if tenants could afford to buy their homes, they would do so. But even with the 100% discount being offered, their pay would not allow them to get a mortgage due to the spiraling house prices. It is the case of the haves and have-nots, class divide, rich and poor, and getting rid of the middle classes.
My main question and thoughts are really is you don't change the law if you don't break it. Women didn't get the vote because we agreed with the law.
The Housing and Planning Act is the most pernicious piece of legislation that many of us have known for a long, long period of time. This government has a philosophy that only a property-owning democracy is the way forward. And you have to own property or you're a failure. And we will do everything we can as a government to undermine you if you are not part of that property-owning democracy. 40% of right-to-buy housing is now let as private accommodation, so it's sublet. It's not providing homes, it's not, providing security for 100%, 40% sublet. Then in 2010, this government came in, and one of the first things they did was to cut the affordable housing grant by £6 billion. £6 billion. With one fell swoop, this government took away the ability of housing associations to deliver that genuinely affordable quality housing for people. We know, because Southwark is such a huge council housing landlord, it's going to have a massive and disproportionate impact in our borough. I recognise we live in a parliamentary democracy. We need a different government to turn this legislation back. That's what we need. We need a Labour government under Jeremy Corbyn's leadership to deliver social housing which we all hold dear.
You skipped out a big chunk of time when there was Labour government. And they didn't. I'm sorry, I'm glad that you disagreed with the policies then, but the truth is the Labour government, when they came in, did not repeal right to buy. They did not bring back in rent controls. They did not do, undo the damage that the Tories did.
To destroy the housing.
So, it's not legitimate to come and tell us that that's the plan for this time round. We've got to fight now, and we want to know what you're going to do to fight with us, because if you're not fighting with us, we're going to have to fight against you. Right, so, now's your opportunity to put yourself on our side and tell us what you're going to do, and lead the fight, not be the enemy.
Why should we believe you when you say you will build these homes, when your past record shows that you have destroyed the homes of people who have lived there for years? And I'd also like to ask you, will you evict anyone due to the terms of the housing bill?
Respect democratic ballots and stop the demolition of the Aylesbury estate now. And if you do that, people won't be able to say you're lying anymore, because you might actually make more council housing rather than less, because you're going to be building some and not demolishing any, we hope.
Southwark pays a lot of money, right, for officers who are supposed to coordinate our work, and they don't, right? They go off and do other things, build empires for themselves, whatever they do, it's not for us. And I want Peter John to take back to the new head honcho of housing, I don't know her name, I apologise, and tell her, right, that we want changes to be made so that our voice can be heard, not only to the council, right, but to Southwark.
And I think that one thing that we've learned is that England, or the UK Parliament, can pass laws which can't stand the mustard when they go to court. So we must go through judicial review. Judicial review during the regulations might be able to actually cut off some of the worst things. And as man over there said, we've got a year to do that. So we have to continue doing what is already happening, and the TNRAs have to come together.
Look, I think it's important to remember as well, we do have a Labour mayor in London now, don't forget that. And Sadiq Khan is committed to building up to 50,000 homes a year, which might begin to deal with some of this issue. And he talks about wanting to achieve 50% of all new homes built being genuinely affordable homes. So there are things we can do on a London level which we are doing. And the right to return has not gone away. So I need to pick that up and find out what has happened with that. Well, look. I mean, I don't know every individual case. There's no point chuckling. I know that people have been. I know that people have been offered the right to return, so I will look into that for you. In 2014, we promised to build 1,500 new council homes by 2018. Hold me to account on that. I'm confident we'll deliver it. It takes a little while, unfortunately longer sometimes than we'd all like, to get these programmes up and running, but that is our clear pledge to you by 2018. And I think, I'm not going to give you a blanket statement about what we may or may not do, depending on what the regulations may or may not be when they come out in respect of this Act. But I believe, and I'm confident, that we will take an extremely sympathetic view, and we will seek to support people in their council homes, which it's their right to live in.
Well, we have a huge responsibility, and we can't rely on. It's a pity, I think, that we spent the evening just slagging off Peter John, because what we've got to be fighting is the Act, is the Housing Act and the government. And if people like Southwark Council won't join us, then we do it without them. Otherwise, we might as well go home and just put our hands up.
So it's our job now not to be defeated, but to see this as a start. Millions of people don't know about this bill, and they don't know about the campaign against it, so let's go out and tell them.
And I've only met 2 boroughs that's got the fire in the belly like you lot have. That's Camden and that's you. Please keep going with this fight. You are the trailblazers. The other boroughs, including Westminster, should be ashamed of themselves for the apathy. They need you to tell them the truth and what really is out there.
Right, thank you very much. We're very proud of our tradition in Southwark. Just before you all depart the room, the bar's open till 9 o'clock. You can stay for a drink. Just to remind you, there is a national organising meeting on Saturday. The details are on this sheet of paper. I really hope you're coming, and come to the Kill the Housing Bill meeting in Southwark to organise. We have got a lot to do, but we have a strategy and we know we can win. Thank you very much for coming, and I hope to see you at one of these meetings very shortly.
It was no, it's what I heard.